Welcome to the Bulldog Blitz. I'm Marco Tomic. Today I am joined in studio by two Butler football players. Sean Horan was a redshirt freshman this past season, and Cody Kavanaugh wasn't on the team but will be walking on this fall. Now, Sean, what was your initial reaction when Coach told you that you're going to be redshirted this first season?
Well, I know that there's always like a chance that you won't redshirt as a freshman and you'll be able to play. But the majority of freshmen at this school and at many other schools, they eventually redshirt, and a redshirt's it's a good thing to do. So I was glad because it's going to give me a year under my belt to get better and not take a year of eligibility out.
Would you say that you regret going to maybe possibly another school where you might not have had to redshirt possibly in your first year?
No, I don't. The majority of size schools like this, I probably would have had a redshirt. If I went to a smaller school, I probably wouldn't have, but I don't regret it.
Now, Cody, you also set out last year. What made you kind of want to try out for the team this year, and how did you prepare for your tryout?
Well, I played football in high school, so I was always played the sport and always loved it. So after a semester and watching Sean come back from practice and stuff, and I was always thinking about it, and so he kind of convinced me a little bit to go out and play. So when tryouts came, I signed up, went to the coach, and he said date, and I tried out and ended up making the team, I guess, and so just getting ready for the fall now.
Was there any way that you specifically got ready for the workout? Did you work out yourself, or did you possibly get Sean's help or any other football players' help to kind of get you back in the swing of things?
No, I really went to HRC as much as I could, trying to equal out homework, but also being able to stay in shape. And if I ever wanted to try out, I had to make sure I was working towards staying in shape and making the team. So,
do you think that joining the team late kind of puts you behind the 8 ball a little bit, behind the rest of the team?
Noticing after a lot of practices, yeah, I still need to work on the plays, and everybody's just a step ahead right now, and it seems I need to catch up. So
catching up to a pretty good team. They did quite well last year. Sean, I think they went with 8-3 overall record and 7-1 in conference. What has the team really been working on this offseason to kind of improve themselves?
Well, we just need to realize that it starts all over again this year, and we're not champions anymore. We won the league, and we can't really have that mentality of like that we're champions. We got to earn it again. So we're just working hard, and I think our main goal is winning the league again. But we kind of, it's harder to, like our coaches always say, it's harder to defend a championship than to earn one. So that's kind of just the spot we're in.
Is there any big changes you guys are looking forward to the next season?
There's actually not many changes because we only had 8 seniors that are not coming back with us next year. So and a lot of those they played a lot. So there's some big holes that we could fill, but as to scheme and how we run our offense and defense, no, there's not any big changes.
Now, with only 8 seniors being gone, where do you feel like you're going to be able to step in and kind of fill in and get some playing time at?
Well, luckily, to my fortune, that one of the seniors that was playing is in the position that I play as well. So I think that gave me a good spot this spring in spring ball to really give the coach a look at me, and I think I have a decent shot when it comes to next fall.
Now, Cody, what do you think coming in a little bit late? What do you think are your chances with playing time and kind of just trying to catch up to some of the players that have been there already and have known the offense and trying to get your playing time a little bit early?
I don't think I'm going to play that much, especially this year, because since it's pretty much a learning year, and we have a senior running back. I was introduced to a new position. I played quarterback all through high school, so it's a little new for me. But luckily, I've had some great teammates, and they've helped me through a lot lately. So I'm just this is a building year for me, and then just hopefully I can get some playing time whenever they call on me.
What do you think you can really bring to the team to kind of try and improve them and help, as they were champions and they're looking to continue their success? What can you do to help them?
Just during team, we're doing not two platoon, but like practice squad and stuff like that. Always work hard, make sure the number one defense gets some good looks. Make sure my other running backs, if they're down or something, pick them up, help them get through drills, and just stay positive.
Now, you guys are back to practicing now, But Sean, you did have quite a little bit of an off season. What did you kind of do with your free time? Was it nice to kind of just be able to relax?
It was, and I mean, really with college sports, there's really not an off season. We still did our workouts. We still went about 4 or 5 times a week, and we're expected to go in there and watch film. But as for balancing school and our sport, football, it was a lot. It was a lot easier than season, I thought.
Cody, now with the spring practices, you're kind of getting a feel of how to balance your workload with football and school a little bit, since you were balancing a little bit with your HRC workouts and school. Is it a little bit tougher now to try and get the swing of practices and getting your work done as a pharmacy major?
Yes, it's definitely an adjustment. I mean, you don't have as much time as you do in the day. You have to make more of a rigid schedule for yourself and make sure you stick to that schedule, because if you get behind, you're screwed. So.
How did it feel to finally suit up again, since you haven't suited up since your senior year of high school?
Felt good to put the pads back on. Felt a little heavy since the last time I put on, but it'll be fun. Excited.
What can you speak on for the level of difference between the college level of play and kind of the high school level of play that were accustomed to?
When I was about to go, Sean warned me how fast it was different between high school and college. And as soon as I got out there, I noticed, especially if you don't know what you're doing, it's a much faster game. And it's just adjusting to that speed that's going to take some time.
Now, is Sean warning you because he's looking forward to meeting you in a hole? He does play on the defense side of the ball. You do play on the offense side of the ball. Have you guys had any confrontations yet on the field where you had to confront each other?
Yeah, he won the first couple battles. That's for sure.
So, Sean, what has been your favorite part of college football so far after you got a year now underneath your belt?
I'd say just learning the aspect of the game, and compared to last year, my senior year of high school, I've learned so much more having to do with football, and I think that's probably one of my favorite things to do, because I mean, I love the sport. I wouldn't be playing if I didn't. And just all the guys, you come in, we have an advantage over everyone else who comes into school in late August, because we've already been there for 3 weeks. So I already have 90 friends that I've stayed friends with the entire year. So it's that part I like too.
Cody, what are you kind of looking forward to now in your first year? What are some big things you want to do putting your first season underneath your belt coming up in a little bit?
Just meet the guys, get a feel for everything, especially with next semester. I still don't know how it is during season, how tough it is to manage my schedule and stuff. So just talk to the guys, see how it is, what do I need to do, get some tips from them, and just go from there.
Now, you guys do have a game in your off season, it's your spring game where it's kind of an inter squad thing. What have you guys been doing to prepare for that, Sean?
Well, in practice, we've scrimmaged a couple times against our offense, and so we kind of are getting a feel of what that's like. But come Saturday, which is the spring game, it's actually like an actual game. So we're gonna do our pregame warm up, just like a game, and then we're gonna have 4 quarters and play like an entire game. So that is something that is totally new, and that should be really fun.
Now, Cody, are you excited for this spring game? Sean's already had one. This is going to be your first one. Are you excited to get on the field and actually play a game in Butler University uniform?
Yeah, I'm real excited. I mean, it's my first time, like you said. So it's just going to be a little getting the jitters out after that first quarter, and then hopefully Sean doesn't hit me too hard.
Sean, did you think that the spring game kind of helped you along in your first year to see what it was like and what the pace of the games would be like?
Well, this is my first spring game. I was just saying, in practice, we would have just little scrimmages that are 20 minutes long. But like Cody, this should be really fun, and unlike the regular season, this gives everybody a chance to play. No matter where you are on the depth chart, you're probably going to play at one point during the game. So I think that's what separates this game from a regular season game in the fall.
Now, during your practices, are you reporting more to your head coach or to your position coach, and how's that bond with your specific position coach now that you have a year and you can fully show them what you've learned and picked up throughout your year of redshirting?
We definitely have a stronger relationship to our position coach, because he's pretty much watching us like the entire practice. So he really gets to see you grow. And luckily for me, my position coach was my recruiting coach. So I've known him for maybe a longer time than maybe the other linebackers have known him. So we built a pretty good relationship, and hopefully we can build a stronger one for the years to come.
Cody, how's your relationship with your running back coach now? He must be working a little bit maybe extra with you, trying to teach you some of the things that you have to pick up on now, switching positions from high school when you were a quarterback to now that you're a running back.
Yeah, he's definitely put some extra time into me. But I've been lucky, though. He did recruit me. He was at a different college before he came to Butler, and while he was there, I talked to him a lot. So I knew him going in to training camp and everything like that. So it's been easy. He's helped me a lot, taught me how to take a handoff, didn't think. Yeah, that was rough after.
It's weird taking the handoff instead of giving it the handoff, would you
Yeah,
say?
it's surprisingly difficult. You gotta change it up a little bit.
Put your hands in the right places and things like that. What's besides taking the handoff, what's the biggest change in running back to quarterback?
Biggest change, not calling out the play, not getting the ball every play. That's a little different too. But you just got, you got to block too. That's different. haven't done that much, but yeah. Other than that, it's pretty similar, I guess. Just not throwing the ball.
You gonna block this guy? Don't let him hit your quarterback. You know how it is to be on the receiving end of a linebacker hit.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, thank you.
Cut him down.
Sean and Cody, thank you for joining me, and good luck to both of you this fall when the Butler football season begins. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Marco Tomic. Thank you for joining us. Go Dogs!
Welcome back to the Bulldog Blitz. My name is Bethany Werge. While intercollegiate sports are a big thing on campus, other sports-related clubs and organizations are also making their marks. Today, I have Cole Smith from the men's cycling team in the studio with me. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for coming on. So let's start with the basics. Not many people know about this, like very few. So can you just kind of explain what the cycling club is? I mean, I know your title is president, right? So it kind of makes it sound like you guys might just do joyrides, but
Yeah, so I guess some people would know us as the big group ride that rides through campus every day at 6 p.m. Some people know us as those idiots that get stuck behind while they're driving. Your take on it, we're a cycling club from Butler. So we're part of the club sports, and we're currently 15 members strong. We're part of the Midwest Cycling Collegiate Conference, MWCCC. So we race other states such as Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, and Ohio, and we're racing schools like Notre Dame, Michigan State, Michigan University, Ohio State, Indiana University, Purdue. So schools from all over. And a good thing about the cycling club is we get to travel for our races and meets and things like that, and really get to see how other schools are performing and compare ourselves to them.
cool. So you actually compete. I know most recently you faced Notre Dame and Purdue, right? So can you kind of take me through that race so our viewers can get a feel for what it's like?
Sure, absolutely. So every week in the spring, starting in the last week of February, is our road racing season. We also have mountain bike season, but in the spring it's our road racing. And basically on Saturday is going to be our road race. So this is a race that will be either 20 miles, 40 miles, or 60 miles, depending on your what division you're in. So for instance, I'm in C, so I rode 40 miles. And then on Sunday, it's called a criterium. So you're more or less on a 1 kilometer circuit race, or like a track, and you just do so many laps that way.
Okay, so it's a mixture of both. I was thinking it was one
Yeah.
or the other. And how did you guys do as a team?
We did really well. We had one of our girls actually placed top 10, and this was our regionals meet. So she actually qualified for nationals, which she'll be going to in Ogden, Utah next week.
Cool. So you get a team score.
Yes, we do
Okay,
get a
so
team
you get
score
both.
and individual too.
Nice. So what does a typical training week consist of? I know a day can't really enlighten us really as much as that would.
So we encourage our riders to get out as much as possible on their own, but we do have group rides. Actually, we're having a group ride that leaves from Hinkle every day at 6 p.m. Not all riders can meet at the same time, so it's convenient having enough people this year to where we can at least get 4 or 5 people to go out on a ride to ride together. It's always more fun to ride in a group than alone, and we encourage that. So really, I guess for the average cyclist, it looks like 3 days a week. More intense training, I try and do 4 or 5 days a week, but it's always good to have off days too to let your body rejuvenate.
Absolutely. So your club is affiliated with USA Cycling, right? What is the connection there?
So basically, USA Cycling organizes all this, and to be recognized as a club, you have to have so many members and also participate in so many meets each year. So USA Cycling puts all this together. They do the MWCC, which we're a part of, and essentially once they put together the meets, we get a schedule and we get to go to so many meets.
Cool. So I saw on your Twitter, which is at Butler Cycling, by the way, for people who don't know, that you guys, quote, promote philanthropy. So how do you and your teammates do that?
We just received a sponsorship this year. One of our biggest ones is 24 Hours of Booty. If you haven't heard of it, it's kind of like a Relay for Life, except you're on bikes, which is awesome. We had our first one last year. It was here at Butler University. We had a 5-mile course, and people will ride for 24 hours. So usually people like to get a team together so that way they always have one person from their team riding, and it's to help raise money for cancer victims. And we also do different philanthropy events. We did a few things. We helped pass out water bottles and snacks to the Hilly 100, which is a big group ride in Bloomington, Indiana. So that was one thing we did, and then we also have worked a few different things at different meets, taking registrations and money and things like that.
Awesome. So now in terms of personal experiences, how did you decide to join? Like, was this kind of like on a whim, or did you do this before?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. How does one become a cyclist?
60 miles a day, no
yeah.
biggie.
So my dad was a cyclist. He actually started just to supplement working out, staying healthy, and he actually had an extra bike. I got started about in high school, but it was more for fun. And then freshman year came out and signed up for cycling club. Is one of the 40 clubs I signed up for, but the one that I stuck with, and it's been a lot of fun.
So what's your favorite part about being on this team?
Probably
G.
Yeah.
Keep a G here. Don't forget.
Yeah. Probably the racing and the traveling. I think being in that big pack, the big peloton at the beginning of the race where there's 80 other people just surrounding you, and you're going 30 miles an hour, that's a lot of fun. And also just traveling to different schools and seeing a lot of other courses is a lot of fun too.
So it sounds like you guys compete a lot, and you don't get notes and stuff like that for school like intercollegiates, right? So how do you balance, going to all these races and traveling so much with your studies?
Yeah, so that is a big portion. We always encourage people to do as much studying as they can beforehand, before a race. But the nice thing about our races is they're on the weekends, so we don't have to ever skip classes or skip schools. But the other thing is our races are early in the morning, so after a race we can come back, do all of our studying, get a nap in, and get ready for the next day.
Awesome. So to find out more about this, what do you suggest? Should people get in touch with you, or?
Yes, that'd be great. If you are a cyclist out there and we haven't reached out to you yet, we would encourage you to go to butlercycling.com. That's our club sports page and our blog, so you can find out more information about us there. You can also go to mwccc.org. That's part of our USA Cycling website. We're on Twitter at Butler Cycling. Follow us there. Or if you see us on the group ride, be sure to wave to us.
Don't run into us though, right? Well, that sounds like fun. Maybe I'll join next year. You can whip me back into shape. Like you said, if you want more information about Butler Cycling, you can visit www.butlercycling.com. Cole, thank you so much for joining me on The Blitz. I'm Bethany Werge, and coming up next, Marissa Johnson and Matt Rhinesmith have stories about Spring Sports Spectacular and the surging Butler softball team when the Bulldog Blitz continues in a moment.
This is segment 3 of the Bulldog Blitz. I'm Matt Rhinesmith.
And I'm Marissa Johnson. This week we have stories about one of the most popular athletic events each year at Butler, Spring Sports Spectacular. We also have a story about the leadoff hitter for the Butler softball team. Crosley-Ogden has a physical challenge that is unusual for a softball player.
But first, Spring Sports Spectacular. It is usually a huge event involving nearly the entire student body at Butler. I attended this year's event and filed this report. Butler students burned the late-night oil on Friday for the annual Spring Sports Spectacular. The event brings all the campus housing units together for some friendly competition. All proceeds benefit the Special Olympics. Participants compete in everything from Jeopardy to tug of war to basketball. Spring Sports Committee member Jordan Gill says the sense of competition brings out Butler's best for this event.
I think bragging rights go a long way on this campus. It's one of the things that most of the events kind of bank on, is that people want to be recognized for winning this event or the other.
Housing units compete in penny wars throughout the week leading up to the event. The actual competition then runs from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. on Friday. Members of Butler's Greek houses and non-affiliated students compete in bench press and volleyball early in the evening. As the night wears on, the competition moves to shuffleboard. Committee member Mike Rozo says the event lineup each year is constantly changing.
We decided to take out a few that just didn't work so well last year, and then we revamped all the rules that went on with each event.
Senior Rachel Powell says there are events for everyone each year.
Well, as the 4-time Razor Scooter Race champion, that's probably my favorite, just because I don't do basketball, volleyball. I do the weird, fun sports.
Spring Sports is truly an event for all on Butler's campus. While competition is the theme of the event each year, participants never lose sight of the cause they all compete for, the Special Olympics. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Matt Reinsmith.
For 12 hours straight, fraternities, sororities, and other organizations compete against each other in the Spring Sports Spectacular. But despite being competitors, everyone is really on the same team.
Excitement to know that they're getting to have fun, and there's so many cool things to do during spring sports, but they're also working towards a good cause.
The purpose of the event is to raise money and awareness for the Special Olympics. Washington Township Special Olympic Coordinator Grace Schoenfeld says they have partnered with Butler for as long as she can remember.
They look forward to this event all year. I even had someone ask me just now, are we going to do it again next year? So they start planning for it probably weeks before when I send out the email, and then at every practice it's, is it this week? Is it this week? Is it next week? When are we going to do it? Yeah.
The event brings a lot of people together. Freshman Kat Lucasio is a spokesperson for spring sports. She said she got involved because of her brother.
For me, I've been involved in Special Olympics for about 3 years prior to this because of my twin brother having special needs. So when I saw that Special Olympics was on campus, I was really excited. It's always something I wanted to do. I love Special Olympics and the chances it's given my family.
Spring Sports offers a chance for participants to be involved with the Olympians they're helping. And it gives the Olympians the chance to just have fun with their peers.
They'll let me do it so you guys can recognize us.
Our kids love hanging out with their peers, and for many of our kids, the ages are the same. And just to have that interaction and the excitement that the Butler students show when they're interacting and the acceptance they show is just priceless.
Participants raised over $4,000 to benefit the Olympians. The Special Olympics Summer Games will be held in Terre Haute this coming June. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Marissa Johnson.
The Butler softball team is rolling. Halfway through an extended homestand, the Lady Dogs have won 5 of their last 6 games. The Bulldogs split a doubleheader with Fordham recently. The second game of the doubleheader was won in dramatic fashion. Down a run in the bottom of the 8th, Kristen Boros drove in the tying run. The next batter, Devin Deering, doubled to drive in Devin Brierly with the winning run. A doubleheader against St. Louis was rained out, but the homestand will continue with 2 games against St. Joseph's.
Sophomore softball player Crosley-Ogden is the leadoff batter on Butler's softball team. Ogden is one of the team's leading hitters, batting around 300, even though she is legally blind. Ogden said she was misdiagnosed when she was young, but she knows what she has to do to compensate.
They started decreasing my prescription, saying that my vision would get better as I get older. And then in 4th grade, ended up going blind in my right eye. I had some vision come back, but they realized that it wasn't connected like to my brain all the way. All my teammates always laugh at me that I say I see 3 balls, kind of like 3 blending together. So I just hit the far outside one, and it works for me. I especially made contact, still not 20/20, but I can kind of see shapes more than anything, but it's very blurry. Our coach gives us signals from like third baseline. He'll make sure like I can see it. He has some where he like shows numbers and I can't like see like the numbers. Like most people, they say they can like see pitches and like they can tell like the way the ball's spinning. I can't see that at all. Like I can't see how it spins or like the seams on the ball or anything. I wouldn't say there's that much that's different since I've grown up with it. I don't really know any different.
Ogden leads the team in hits and is tied for second on the team in steals.
For the Butler men's tennis team, one positive constant this season has been the play of sophomore Billy Weldon. Bulldog Blitz reporter Colin Likas has the details.
He may not be as boisterous as some of his Butler teammates, but sophomore Billy Weldon is making plenty of noise for his school's men's tennis team. Last season, Weldon won 9 singles matches. Butler won 4 matches total.
Last year we came in as a pretty young team overall, so I think we were all experienced as tennis players, but college tennis is a whole new ball game.
This season, Weldon has played as high as number 4 singles. He has 19 singles victories to his name, including 13 this spring, against 10 losses. The team's win total sits at 9.
I've just really figured out how I want to play my game personally, and I've been able to stay focused and not let up at all during the match.
Weldon has also won a team-high 14 doubles matches with partner Austin Woldmo. Weldon's success is even more impressive considering his workload off the court. He is majoring in biology and working toward minors in chemistry and Spanish.
It was just a good fit, both athletically and academically.
Head coach Parker Ross says Weldon benefits from often being the team's most meticulous and prepared player. Weldon describes himself as quiet and shy, but he has found a way to translate those characteristics into victories.
I guess that's just kind of my own approach. A lot of my vocalizations going on inside my head, just focusing on the next point and trying to maintain that balance internally.
Ross says Weldon is reserved, but still one of the hardest working members on the team. His efforts have been and will continue to be beneficial to a squad that is returning all of its members for next season. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Colin Likas.
That's it for this week's Bulldog Blitz. I'm Marissa Johnson.
And I'm Matt Rhinesmith. Have a great week, Bulldog fans.